there, my very good friends. On today's wrestling news, there's a bit of frustration over WWE Raw.
Ooh, the NXT wrestlers are stuck.
Gonna tell you why CM Punk is taking time off.
And Daniel Garcia is staying with AEW. I'm Adam Wilborn.
And I'm Mr. H.
And this is the news.
Jesus. All right, let's kick this one off by talking about frustration. A bit of frustration in WWE Raw.
Yeah.
Over how the women's tag match went on this week's show.
They did sort of chuck them all in there, didn't they?
Yeah, and it was quite short, and it was cannibalized by a commercial. So when it was 50% ring entrances and 50% commercial breaks, yeah, I can see why you wouldn't be too happy with that. This is a Fightful Select report, just noting. I'll just read it to you. Some frustration internally with the booking of the women's match, the perceived lack of direction for the talent involved, and the commercial consuming much of the match. Fightful did also note that, you know, they believe it will be like a few growing pains when it comes to it, from adjusting to 3 hours to 2 hours. So there you go. I think that a bit of frustration in situations like this is actually healthy. I think it's good when people go, hey, this wasn't really what we were hoping for from this situation. So you would hope that the people making the decisions would then take that on board and make adjustments if they deem necessary. So I actually think this is probably quite good. I'm not saying that what happened on Raw with the short match and the commercial and everything was good. No. I'm saying that the situation where people are sticking up for themselves is good.
Yeah, exactly. In WWE's defense, like you say, it is taking a bit of getting used to, clearly, Raw being 2 hours, because look at the Intercontinental Championship match they had as well. That was about 60 seconds, then an ad break, and then pretty much the finish between Jey Uso and Xavier Woods. But that doesn't excuse exactly what they did with the women's match in there. It felt like there was no real thought that they've been doing this for weeks with them, to be fair. And it's a complaint myself and the other Dudley boys have been having about the rest of this women's division. You've got great stuff going on with Liv and Rhea, and now obviously Raquel Rodriguez. But outside of that, you know, you've got this new stable in Pure Fusion Collective. You've got Zelina Vega, Natalia, Lyra Valkyria, who's got some real promise on the main roster. And they're just all being chucked in there with a load of others. And the results don't really matter. Nothing changes from week to week. And yeah, there's a reason why they keep having to do Rhea versus Liv, because right now they're not really building anyone else up. Compare that to, just as an example, NXT's women's division, where you got people queuing up to fight for the title.
Yeah, definitely. I think NXT has the stronger women's division across multiple companies in North America, in terms of like people who are coming up, people who are showing out, people who are ready to take other spots when people move up. It's very impressive. Yes, there is an epidemic of shredded knees down there that maybe needs to be addressed, but yeah.
But even when you compare it to SmackDown, look, you've got SmackDown, you've got obviously Nia Jax, Bayley. Around that, you've got Naomi and Tiffany Stratton, and you've had the great stuff with Chelsea Green and Michin that doesn't even centre itself around a belt.
Yeah.
So it is just a bit disappointing what they're doing with the women's division on Raw.
And you could even argue that the main Raw programme for the past 6 months hasn't really centred around a belt. It's centred more around Dominic Mysterio and like his affections and stuff. So
he is the real prize at the end of the day for all of us.
So, like, I think the majority of the criticisms that have been aimed are warranted, and I think that there's definitely room for improvement. No booker is without their blind spots, and I believe this is Triple H's.
Yeah, fair point. Right, let's move over to NXT. Second week on the CW, of course. You had Randy Orton, Javon Evans, and Tony D'Angelo. Spoilers, as if you didn't know already, is the new North American goddamn champion. We'll be talking all about it later on the WhatCulture Wrestling podcast, but we're not here to talk about that as much as I've asked Andy to. We're instead here to talk about NXT talent being stuck. Understandably, Dave Meltzer reporting this, by the way, understandably, the Orlando airport is shut down with what is going on over there. And NXT talent are now under the impression, Dave reports, that they will have to spend several more days in St. Louis until it clears up. All of our thoughts go out to our viewers in America, of course. Fingers crossed for all of you out there. But I thought if NXT talent is stuck in St. Louis, I could look up something for them to do whilst they're there, instead of just, celebrate with Tony D''s title win, and not just go to the Gateway Arch or Six Flags or whatever. Andy Murray, how would you like to visit the Turtle Playground? That's right, rather than swings or slides, the park consists solely of concrete reptiles far larger than their real-life counterparts. There you go.
Sounds like Batista's garden. Have you seen that? Have you seen that? He's got like 70 dinosaurs in his garden.
I love that man.
How could that man get any more awesome?
He is an enigma. Incredible. He's brilliant.
But yeah, sounds like a crap version of Gatorland to me, pal. We should go to Gatorland next time we're
The artist behind it, the local artist, Bob, someone I do apologise, I can't remember his second name.
Bob. We know a few Bobs.
Yeah, when they found out, or when there was rumours that they were going to just drive like a motorway all the way through it, he went in over the night and decapitated his own snake, so... It's all right, he's put it back because they didn't do it, but
I can't believe Bob Dobalina would do something like that. He is a funky Homo sapien.
He is indeed.
This is what is the story again?
They're stuck in St. Louis because of
the hurricane. Best wishes to everyone in Florida. I have a lot of affection for Florida. I've been there a lot in my life, and I hope that the people there are doing whatever they need to do to take safe.
Yeah, stay safe. Yeah, absolutely.
I think that watching this stuff we are watching it on TV from 3,000 miles away, right? And the stuff in like Asheville from the previous storm and all this stuff, it's really harrowing to deal with. I am sure like people are just going through the worst experiences of their lives. So best wishes to everyone. Yeah. I hope that somehow it's not as bad as projected. But yeah, it's crap, and there are more important things than silly wrestling sometimes. Exactly. So there you go. Right, should we talk about CM Punk?
Yes.
Do you want to know why he's taking a bit of time off?
I think I can guess.
Go for it.
I mean, it's the Saudi show next.
Yeah, pretty much. So, Fightful here. CM Punk is not expected to be on Crown Jewel. So that explains his absence. He's not on the show. So, like, connecting the dots. He's not on the show, so they don't need him for TV to build to something so he can have time off.
Yeah.
That seems what it's like. It does. There's no indication that he's gone up to management and gone, I'm not doing the show or anything like that. Although, if he's a man of integrity, given his previous comments on these shows, you would imagine he might do that. But who knows what will end up happening with that in the future. He's not needed.
Yeah, it seems like this year it's a particularly just nice coincidence, isn't it, in terms of the fact that this feud with Drew's been going for like 10 months. He's come back from injury. This trilogy that they've had, this brilliant conclusion inside Hell in a Cell. It's like, actually, that works. I don't think necessarily it's been planned this way, but it did work really well in terms of like, right, SummerSlam, Bash in Berlin, and then obviously finishing up with Hell in a Cell. It's just like, well, you can sell the effects of it. Well, you talked about it yesterday. Andy was talking quite rightly about how people should sell more. The fact that Hell in a Cell is a bad thing, and it just works perfectly because, he's not going to want to be on the Saudi shows. It is going to be very interesting in the coming months and years if he wins a world title. What happens then?
Yeah, exactly. You can have these stances and everything, but a lot of people go back on them when money is flashed in their face. So who knows? We could be sitting here in the year 3030. Hey, that's 2 Del the Funky Homo Sapien references on one video, and CM Punk might have done like 20 of these shows. Who the heck knows? I hate these shows. They're propaganda shows that WWE's paid $50 million to run to rehabilitate the image of a regime that murders people. So them. I'm never watching them. You make your own choice as a viewer. I'm not telling you what to do.
How many more we've got? It was a 10-year deal, but then the pandemic happened.
Yeah,
so
it's going to be a 20-year deal in a couple of months, brother. Yeah. It makes them too much money. They're going to keep doing it.
Exactly. Right, let's move over to AEW and some good news for AEW fans regarding Daniel Garcia. We've been speculating on him for ages, obviously, particularly after his match with MJF at All Out. They both disappeared. MJF off to film Happy Gilmore 2, I think it was. And obviously Daniel Garcia, it was a bit weird because I think all of us assumed he was going to win, but he didn't win, but then he sort of got his momentum back by beating him up afterwards, but then he never appeared on television. There was loads of speculation around his contract, but now thankfully he showed up on last night's AEW Dynamite to confirm he is staying with AEW. Big surprise, huge reaction from him, quite rightly so. He teased saying sometimes the answer isn't the easiest or most popular when thinking about the future, but ultimately he said he would remain where the best wrestle in AEW, and he also looked to the future saying that he's not going to bitch and moan and complain and cry anymore when he loses. This is a Daniel Garcia that starts changing everything, and he called out anyone and everyone in AEW who holds gold. I'd give him a belt pretty soon. Yeah, so would I. Is it simple enough to say Jack Perry, or?
Yeah, why not? Like, this Jack Perry, I know a lot of people are really into this Jack Perry act. I think it's not good. So why not?
Yeah.
Why not? I'm sure Garcia probably put a lot of thought into jumping, right?
Yes.
Like, it's a very tantalizing prospect these days. Chances are, if you go there, you're going to get something done with you, right? If Triple H wants to push you, he's going to plan something out and it's going to work. It's probably going to get over unless you're carrying Cross. That's about the only thing on the main roster that hasn't connected, which is weird because you think carrying Cross.
He's a Triple H guy,
yeah, a big Triple H guy. What was the quote Ibu, friend of the show, used on Twitter to describe Daniel Garcia? WWE are horny to sign him. So they were interested.
Not surprised.
They were interested. I think AEW is a good fit. They just have to make a concerted effort to push him and not for it to last 4 weeks and then disappear.
Yeah, we've been lucky enough to chat with Daniel Garcia in the past. He's a genuinely lovely bloke, and whilst I admit that, yes, he should have put the two companies against each other to get the best deal, wrestlers should be paid infinitely more than they actually are. I sense that also Danny's put the two companies head to head in terms of, well, what are you actually going to do for me? Money's great and all that, but like, he's such a talented individual, and I really hope that now he's committed to AEW going forward, they give him the push that he's deserved for quite some time.
Don't pull the rug.
No,
that's me pulling the rug.
Whoa!
Don't fall off the chair. Who'd you put if you could pull the rug out from under one person? Who would it be?
Or who'd sell it the funniest?
Probably Austin Theory. He's a pretty funny seller.
He's a good bumper.
He's a funny little bumper, is he?
Yeah, or Chelsea Green. I love everything about Chelsea Green right now.
She's fun.
Even despite how bloody stinky she is.
She would absolutely do it.
Is she going to be transformed into the hot mess? Is that what we're doing with this smelly gimmick?
Who knows, perhaps. I mean, this current character's fine.
It is, to be fair.
I don't, smelly, whatever, but, like, she's good, so.
Yeah. For the way he bumps, I want to pull the rug out from Tony Khan. Do you remember when he got punched in the stomach and sold like a toy when Andy walks in the room? Oh, my tummy!
Shane McMahon noises.
Hey, not long till he comes in.
I'm pretty sure there used to be... Yeah. Gosh. I'm pretty sure there used to be an indie wrestler who did a top rope move and did it with like a rug under them. It was like the magic carpet or something.
Yes, I remember that.
I have no idea who that was. If that was even a real thing, let us know in the comments.
I remember that from maybe some Botchamanias or something back. Yeah.
Bit of rug lore for you there in wrestling. But hey, let us know your favourite rugs in sports and entertainment. And once you've done that, do this one.
Hey.
It's got lots of rugs. But by slugs too. Love a slug.